Hello guys, welcome to the second stream of mine. Um, Today we are well, I'm not quite sure what we are doing today. We are going to probably do the writs, but since that's kind of boring, I was thinking maybe we find something else to do. Unfortunately, for you it seems very smooth, actually, when I do this. But for me, it's kind of stuttery, and I don't really understand why that is the case. But as long as it's for you guys smooth, then I guess that's fine. I already did all my endeavors for today, so that's not something we have to do. The weekly's done as well. I could do surveys again, obviously, but that's kind of boring as well. So we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do while we do the writs, I suppose. Can check out real quick what kind of gold we made so far. I have already logged in today, 44k, neat. I'm down like 4 million or 5 million because in the other day in the Northwatch order we had some kind of guild auction and I purchased 5 crates in the salamander pet, so crown gift for like 4.3 million it was, I believe. So yeah, I'm a bit down with 11 million right now, and apparently that's also not a lot of gold for a lot of people. So I'm very unsure how some people make 100 million in a reasonable amount of time. I mean, obviously in a year or so, I would have that as well, but I think that is a bit of a long time frame. So yeah, let's check out the writs real quick. Maybe we should do them later because Cliana Solar has 2 hours left, and if I use the research scroll right now, it would be a bit of a waste. So perhaps we find something that is a bit more interesting for you folks. The thing is, I usually don't do much interesting stuff in ESO. I'm farming most of the time, making money, making gold. And yesterday I finished the Merkmeyer DLC quest, and truth be told, that made me feel more than I had anticipated. I felt very emotional in the end of that, and that was great. I didn't expect that from an ESO storyline, but yeah, if you haven't played Merkmeyer yet, highly recommend that because it's actually quite great. The zone itself and traversing it is kind of annoying, but other than that, it's pretty great. I think I'm gonna start out with a daily here, and let's see if we come up with something. Perhaps some of you guys joining me and can make some recommendations as well. So yeah, these kind of daily quests right here. This is one of these that you can only unlock when you have finished the Merkmeyer DLC, actually. And I did that just yesterday, and I just want to find out if there's an achievement associated to that daily, so I'm gonna check that out real quick. I hope it's an easy one to do. The 2 World Boss dailies in Merkmeyer kind of suck. This one is fine. The Bok Zool one is alright. You can solo that quite easily. It takes a bit of time, so it's a bit annoying, but it's workable. But the Echoing Hollow, this one freaking sucks, like a lot. This guy heals himself like all the time, and it's basically impossible to kill the healing totems in time. Even when I go right away and I'm very fast with killing them, it always heals up to max health or almost max health, so never gonna do that solo. And not many people are around in the Merkmeyer DLC, unfortunately, so getting that achievement with the 30 dailies I have to complete for that is gonna be pretty much a pain. So let's not think about that just yet. We're just gonna catch some swamp jellies right now. Okay. Yeah, as I said, I've completed this just yesterday. It went pretty fast in the end. It was turning out to be quite intense in the end, and all of the 2 or 3 last zone quests turn out to be pretty close to one another, so that was fun. I didn't intend on finishing that yesterday, but I did. So I have to figure out soon-ish what the next chronological step would be for me, as I wanted to play this in a chronological order. Perhaps I could stream that as well. I'm unsure if that's a good idea, if people are interested in the story of the ESO, but yeah, we will see. So, I'm assuming it wants a jelly. This one is a blue jelly. Look at that. Oh. Okay. So now we have to figure out how to get up again. I hate that it stutters so much. Oh man, I really need a new computer. Unfortunately, as I've said in the last stream, there is literally zero budget for that. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna stream long today, like maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, depends if people are tuning in. And I've completed 3 videos in the last 3 days. I mean, obviously they were not that they took like tens of hours of editing, so that was quite feasible to do. But today I worked on the next video that is going to be a script jelly farming. I already did the testing and all that stuff, but videos like these always take more time. I wish I could be getting one of those out every day, but that's just not realistic, unfortunately. Maybe when I'm getting better with editing and stuff, but like I said in my last stream, editing is a bit of a pain, in my opinion, and that's unfortunate because in theory I really like it, but there's always stuff that I can think of that I can do as well, some creative ideas. And where the hell is this swamp jelly that I'm supposed to find here? I've never done this daily one. Melodic. Oh, those guys are interesting. And here's another one. Which color is it? I'm assuming this guy. No, melodic, we have that already. Oh, they are all melodic, but they have different colors. I see, I see. Someone's asking for the world boss. I don't think I'm gonna join. Yeah, I did some Telvanni Peninsula runestone farming today because I felt like getting some mundane runes because I wanted to explore some of the furniture I have in mind for my housing, and it doesn't feel quite right to farm mundane runes right now because in update 44, and that's coming like in 6 days now, it's the 28th, I think it is, the drop rates will change. So, oh, this one, I think. As you probably know, I'm also keeping track of the drop rates for that, and we have established that currently it's like 36% to get a furnishing material, but with update 44 they will change that. I have personally no clue by how much, so determining these numbers right now is a bit pointless, actually. So I am feeling a bit not too keen on testing that right now. And with the new moon event coming up on Thursday, so the day after tomorrow, there will be more furnishing, and some people hinted that perhaps it's a good time to sell furnishing materials, but I'm not quite sure why that would be the case. Does anyone of you have an idea if the new moon is usually something where a lot of people do some furnishing? Because this is my first new moon event personally. Okay, let's see if we get an achievement for that. I mean, that's kind of cute. I like that. Also, in Murkmire, I can't really spoil anything, so that's the thing. But there's quite a lot of characters in Murkmire, and one especially, Zukas, is really awesome. I love that character, and I hope we see that guy in the future again. When I played through this, I was thinking that Man, that would be a great companion, but unfortunately we never seem to get the companions that we want to. In the Gold Road expansion, we had the, I forgot how she's called, where you do the scribing quest line with her, and she was kind of sweet. She had that armor that you could get at the time as well. Completely forgot her name, but many people have raised their desire to have her as a companion, so that would be really great. But apparently stuff like this is not happening. Let's do that treasure here. It's a bit unfortunate that you can only get these 5,000 gold items from scrying only once per zone. Otherwise, I would have probably tested this again. I did the antiquity farming test, and it turns out that this was... I'm not quite sure what the results were. The results were okay, I think. I think Artaeum was decent-ish because it has the Kulander lacquer style material, which is worth a lot. Even now in this economy, it's still over 7,000 right now, I believe. But if we had these treasure 5,000 gold thingies every time we do scrying in the zone, that would be quite awesome. All right, let's see. I've heard that a lot of people don't realize that this thingy here that you see right now is something that you can make use of, and I've read in the subreddit of the Elder Scrolls Online a few times that people have been scouting this whole area where the antiquity is supposed to be located manually and by hand, and I was like, Jesus Christ, why would you do that? And then people found out that this is a thing. Yeah. Let's see. That should be here. Nope. Then it's here. Then it's must be here. Yes. I don't know if you are aware of how you can complete all of the events right here, but we are checking that right now, and I will show you how this works. I've talked about this in my antiquity farming video already, but we just do that again because maybe you have not seen it. So as you see right now, I have put every event on the same height, and there's also a path that is the same height to each of these events. And when I now press the trowel thingy here and just unearth one of these events, then since all of these are on the same path, and this path has also the same height of Earth still on top of it, then it will do this. And usually all these bonus items are hidden beneath these paths. Sometimes there's one that you are not quite sure where you're supposed to look for that, but we still have quite a lot of time left, so we can just check if it's below here. But usually this uncovers all of the bonus items at once. This is how I did it with the antiquity farming. There we go. A video as well. That's why I always got the bonus loot. And since there's quite a lot of good stuff in the bonus loot, most of the time it's actually better. The bonus loot is better than anything else you can find. Especially in zones like Artaeum or Somerset, you can get the Kalander lacquer and those bonus loot things. And Deco is obviously also quite neat, but since there was quite the economy drop, so yeah. All right, let's read that. Amalian by Auriel. Look at this crystal bowl. Difficult, given those shimmering facets in the glass. It seems to gather up sunlight, doesn't it? I can barely look at it without squinting. Legends tell of a tribe of Argonians who could wield the power of Magnus with precious stones. The sheer radiance of this crystal makes me think those stories are true. I just can't believe they fashioned it into a bowl. Not a weapon, jewelry, or armor. A bowl. It must have contained something truly marvelous. Alright. Neat. Okay, we got the epic lead done in Murkmire then. Ah yeah, the Charm of the Shapeless, Ring of the Wild Hunter. I have found that twice. What I don't really like, since I am a solo player most of the time, that there are sometimes leads hidden within dungeons, and that's annoying already, I think, but that's fine, I guess. You can still queue that queue for that in the when you solo still. But some of them are in trials, and I guess it makes sense because you don't want everything to be accessible for everyone. And usually I would probably be a defender of that fact. But for me, since I am a solo player right now, I kind of hate that. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that this is the case. So I can't really get every mythic I want, or just for completion reasons. I guess I could buy boosts, but these are quite expensive and well, more like completionism in my mind here. But yeah, for example, the Shadow Queen's Cowl, I remember I've read about that. I think that was the one, or the Saint and the Seducer. It was, I believe, one of these two requires you to kill the final boss in Halls of Fabrication, I believe. And I've heard that it is not even a guaranteed drop, so I don't know, man. Especially I think with the Shadow Queen's Call, it doesn't even make that much sense because it's about pickpocketing, so why would you have to be in a trial for that? But anyway, that's just the way it is, I suppose. Alright, we did that. I'm suggesting we're gonna check out Northern Elsewhere right now, because I feel like I have a few of the zone dailies in there that I still want the achievement for. Unfortunately, I have not done the quest that unlocks the possibility to get Dragon Room from the dragon. You have to fulfill some 20-something quests for that to unlock, and unfortunately, since I'm chronologically, story-wise, behind, I'm not there yet to do Southern Elsewhere. I mean, I did Northern Elsewhere back in the day when I first started because I wanted to, and then I realized I wanted to go about this in a chronological order. So yeah, that's the state I'm in right now. I have already done the achievement for the 30 dragons, but the world boss and the delve is still to do. I think I'm at 24 for the world boss and like 24. We can check that out real quick. What is it? Elsewhere and then quests, I believe. Yeah, I did 21 delve daily jobs and 25 world boss daily jobs. So 9 more of these and 5 more of these, and then I'm done with this as well. These zone dailies are not that great. I mean, you can get Shimmering Sand. Shimmering Sand is decent because this is also used for a lot of very popular furnishings, and they are 3.5k on PC EU right now, so that's at least a little bit of something that you get in return. So yeah, not too much of a fan of doing this, but I want the achievement, so I figured I kind of have to do that. So which boss is it? Ah, this one. Okay. Yeah, I think we can solo that easily. Now let's just see. There's one boss. I think it's the Sand Shred. I think this one here, Scar's Edge. He doesn't have much HP, but he hits like freaking truck, so it's kind of hard to do that. Or it can be hard to do that solo because when you are in light armor like I am, you get shit on quite easily. So this one requires a bit of caution. All right, apparently someone already did that. Well, that's a bit boring to wait now, but I think that's the case. What do we have? More here. There we go. Alrighty. Recipe that I don't need. Great. Oh, 2 luminous ink in 1. Such a shame that it's worth not much anymore. Remember when we first had Gold Road release and it was like 60k? No, it even started at 90k. It was insane. And now you have what? 900 gold, if that? Yeah. I mean, I said that I wanted to test the luminous ink drop rates for all the resource nodes. And I will still do that because I just can do that on the side as well. But it's a bit less exciting nowadays since it's just 900 gold each. I'm assuming it's probably gonna go up a little bit once the economy recovers and we get new scribing abilities, but for now it's... I don't know, man. Hardwood is also pretty dead right now, 650. I'm not sure if it's gonna recover before the update 44. Also, I'm not sure how long it will take for people to catch on that in update 44 the drop rate is higher for this. If it even is much higher, if it's just 36% to 40%, then that shouldn't do too much. But I'm guessing that ZeniMax wants more people to have access to these materials, so more people can get into the furnishing part of the game. So I'm guessing they put it like 50% or something like this. We will see, we will see. Obviously, ochre is not that much anyway. But yeah, it looks like we have to wait for respawn. Hey there, what you got? Oh, looks cool. Nice armor. Yeah, how are you guys doing? What's on the agenda for you? What's any plans for the weekend? It's Wednesday, isn't it? No, it's Tuesday already. Still, okay, well. Weekend is a bit for a few days off, but yeah, any plans for the weekend? Any plans for the holidays? Oh, the boss is back. Yes, let's go. This one is quite easy. For the longest time, I was avoiding that guy's what is it? AoE zones, but apparently they are just buffs, actually, so, oh, I forgot to put Sharpest Knight out. Well, never mind. Yeah, it was a bit of a mistake. Also, I didn't eat food before. I'm very ill prepared. Okay. I mean, our homie here right now has a nice armor, but he does barely any damage, so, yeah. Come on, hit harder, my friend. Oh, this is great. This is extra damage. You can stand in these things, you know? Like I said, these actually give you a buff. Oh, my friend, I heal you. And it takes more damage. I really have to work on my sustain. I'm like so out of magicka so quickly. Okay, this is live. I also, by the way, I hate mechanics where you cannot avoid them interrupting you. Like when they pull you to them, or if they like do some attack that you cannot interrupt or can't really foresee that it's gonna happen. Especially as an Arcanist with my channel Fate Carver, it's super annoying that when you have 3 Crux and then they immediately interrupt you. Yeah. Also, I play like freaking crap right now. I mean, this one was obviously avoidable, but bear with me here. I'm playing on like 20 FPS, or at least feels like that for me. For you, it seems to be very, very smooth, so that's fine. Alrighty, we got that done. Next up is the delve. I'm just gonna write there. Oh, sorry, bro. You just came when it was dead. Well. Alrighty, let's do the delve real quick. Find magic trinkets. The delve dailies in Northern Elsewhere, they are, well, not the least annoying ones in the game, I believe. There's this one where you have to find like tea leaves, and when you miss that one that is somewhere on a higher elevation, you're just trying to find your way through that delve, and it's super annoying. Fortunately, I've done that for like 5 times by now, so I know where it is, but when I started doing that, it was really awful. Hey, Ezra, nice. Glad to hear, man. How you doing today? I usually do gold guides and all that stuff, but I'm trying myself on some streaming as well. So we will see how that turns out, I suppose. I really need better hardware, unfortunately, because it's so crazy to see the stream on the second monitor I have, and everything seems very smooth and very nice. And it feels for me, I don't know why that is, but it feels Like I'm on like 25 hertz or something like this. Ah, well, I can complain all day if I want to, but that's not what you're here for, folks. Alrighty, find magic trinkets. I don't think I remember that one, actually. Wait, let me get sharp out, so I'm not feeling so alone here. You know what, we're just gonna... Oh no, Shab is... Shab was naked again. Sorry that I pulled you in for something while you were clearly distracted with something else, Rob. Sorry. You know you don't have to always come when I call for you. If you're just having a romantic night with someone, you know. Okay. Oh, this is part of the collections that you can complete. Right, I wanted to do that at some point as well. I could do that now as well, but it's... You know that when you have done this... Wait, let's here. Alright. You know that when you have like already found like 5 or so of these and you need 23, there obviously is different ones. There's one in Wartenfell, there's one in Somerset, and Murkmire has one as well. So there's probably more that I can't even think of right now. And then you're just looking at a guide and write to each of the locations, and then you have already 6 of these and you're not sure which of these you already have gotten. Yeah. Ah, I do remember. Magic trinket. Go this way or that way? Let's check north first. I'm glad when I'm done with these dailies here. These are so uninteresting. I suppose when you do the High Isle ones and Blackwood ones, there's at least a chance to get one of the good style materials. The Ivory Brigade clasps are good. These are 4.5k right now. Also very necessary for a lot of nice furnishings. And the standard stamp for... standard stamp is for... Isn't that also Blackwood? I think it's also Blackwood. Standard stamp is really good. Standard stamp is like 7 or 8k. I'm not sure if there's a way to get the pristine Daedric hearts. Does somebody of you know that, perhaps? I feel like this is just something I've been able to find on scrying, or just craft them myself with the crown mimic stones when I try to convert these into gold. But to be fair, I have not been to the Deadlands just yet, so perhaps I have just not encountered that possibility just yet. Okay, I think we should have went south, actually. Doesn't appear to be here, the last trinket. Laser! And I'm so glad that I picked up on the Arcanist when I joined in December, because it's such an easy face roll class. And I think there are quite a lot of memes around Arcanists. Wait, did I see? No. Guessing it should be somewhere here then. Around Arcanists. And to be fair, I think we are quite overpowered, actually. It's very easy to do decent damage with this class. But it's actually fine for me because I don't play ESO like with the mindset that I used to have when I was playing World of Warcraft or something, where I was really committed into the builds and how to do optimal damage, because I just don't feel like the combat system in ESO is that enticing for me to do that. Fortunately, ESO has plenty of other things that are very, very entertaining, and that's the reason I'm still playing. So, yeah. What's the reason you are playing ESO? What's the reason that you have started with ESO to begin with? I'm assuming a lot of you people just like the Elder Scrolls universe. This is probably also the reason why I joined back in December again as well. And Jesus, I really can't find that blast thingy here. Is it back here? Nope. Okay, to be fair, I didn't really pay attention to the compass. I was more focusing on talking to you guys. But we will find it. No, but back to it. Elder Scrolls universe is obviously something that is very interesting. The whole lore has a it goes actually pretty deep. I at some point I started reading some books. I did a lore video a few weeks or months by now back that unfortunately didn't as well as I had hoped for, but I read all the lore books for the Charlotte, or all the lore books from Charlotte's library. And there's actually, I just made a full circle and didn't find it. There's actually a lot of stuff that is quite interesting. For example, there is the Brandar Hunding was like some kind of pioneer for the Red Guards, and he was kind of the reason why the Red Guards are called Red Guards to begin with. And this is all stuff that I didn't know. And when you've read all these books, at some point you just realize stuff in the world that beforehand you didn't have any context. And this is awesome because, for example, there's in Strosmikai, there's the Hunding or Port Hunding or something, and suddenly I understand why it's called that. And that's just very awesome. And I'm still not finding that last trinket, man. Remember like 5 minutes or 10 minutes ago when I said that the elsewhere daily delve quests are not the least annoying ones? They are. I am more leaning towards them being the most annoying ones by now. It shouldn't be around down here because this is, I think, the boss area. So it shouldn't be here. It's just gonna check it out anyway. Because at this point, well, yeah, we're out of the questing area. And this should just be the boss. We can kill it anyway, maybe it drops a lead or something that I'm not aware of. And dead. Unfortunately, nope. But okay, hey, what the hell? It is here. Why? Heh. Hey! It said it's not here. This is so mean. What the? Okay then, guys. Okay, let's see which dragon is up. If somebody is killing dragon right now. There's also this one achievement for the dragons where you have to like kill 100 of the Atronachs. And I'm not sure if the Atronach spawns are different in Southern elsewhere. But right now it seems like this is an insane grind because I have been killing dragons left and right. I think I have like 40 kills or something. So not that much, but I'm like 1/5 down with that achievement. And I'm not quite sure if the Southern elsewhere dragons have a bit of a different Atronach spawn rate. Alright, let's get to the dragon. Yesterday I did this as well, and I think I was 3 times too late for like 1 or 2 seconds to hit the dragon before it died. I feel like this... Yeah. I feel like this symbol that you get on the map, the symbol can change right here. When it's having a low HP, is coming a little too late, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm a mountain climber. Hey folks, how's it going? Whoop whoop. Alrighty. Let's do some weaving. When I first played and people were talking about weaving, I was like, oh gee, that seems to be a mechanic that requires a lot of skill, but no, it actually does not. It's very easy to do weaving. You just have to time it a little bit and then you're fine. Alright, which Atronachs are gonna spawn? Frost ones, obviously. Let's see. Get lasered! But to be fair, I'm not sure how heavy weaving works, if it's just the same with heavy attacks, but it seems like this is not something you want to, because you're missing out on so much time. Why do you make damage? Are there any Arcanists around? I want to know what your highest crit for the Fate Carver is. I think I did 18k once, but mostly I'm on 13k. But I'm... Damn it. To be fair, most of the time I am in my and when I say most of the time, I mean every time, I'm in my experience gear. So I get 100% extra kill experience. And even in this gear when I'm in vet dungeons, and to be fair, I'm still oftentimes the dude who does the most damage, because sometimes there are people that in there with 100 CP that are completely unaware that there's a chat available, and it's a bit annoying. And to be fair, CP doesn't even mean that much. I've been to veteran dungeon groups that had people with like 2000 CP or something like this around, and they had absolutely no clue what they were doing. I was so confused about how you can be so bad at a game when you've clearly spent so many hours in it. But yeah, I don't want to judge, but it can be quite annoying when there's like people that just walk over a boss because they didn't see that there is a boss, stuff like this, and they like CP 2000. I was like, what are you doing, guys? Alright, Dragon's Blood, neat. But like I said, I can't get Dragon Bloom just yet. Well, FML, what happened, bro? Well, okay, we got the dailies done. Oh, sweet. Alright. What should we do next, folks? What do you want to see? What's next? Alright, so let's see if we get lucky with the Shimmering Sand drops. I feel like I always get one in each of these crates. And that doesn't seem to be the case for every other zone. So I'm not quite sure if there are different drop rates, which would seem very unlikely to me. But we can just check that out real quick. Yeah, there's always a dragon thread in the Dragon Hunter's coffer, which is completely worthless. 85 golds. Like, you can really see the difference just because the Anakina style material has nice furnishings and the dragon thread does not. I mean, I don't think it has any to begin with. And you see this is 85 gold. And when we get one of the Anakina style materials, Shimmering Sand, there we go, 3.5k. It's always in there. I feel like it's always one Shimmering Sand in here. And just as I say it, probably there's not going to be one in the last one. No, again, it seems to be always in there. Anakina Axis, the motive unfortunately is not worth that much, so I'm currently all storing these up in the guild, because not in the guild, in my bank, because I feel like maybe at some point I have enough for another full motive for one of my alts. I mean, they have 15 or something like this full motives already, but well, more won't hurt, will it? What do we have here? Nothing much. Blueprint, boring, and boring. Oh, we have finishing inventory? Okay. Yeah, we can put the museum piece back, I suppose. Alright, I think we open up everything we have currently. Oh yeah, yesterday I switched the buff food I had. I'm not quite sure. I think I've read the citrus clockwork fillet or whatever it's called. I think that's the best caster buff food. I'm not quite sure though. So maybe some of you know that. I've met a couple 2000 CP people who seem to only heavy attack in dungeons. Bless them though. They must just focus a lot on quests, I feel like. Yeah, I suppose so. I also feel like ESO has a community that is very different for in comparison, for example, to WoW. World of Warcraft obviously has a lot of toxicity in their community, but the overall sentiment in World of Warcraft seems to be way more competitive than in ESO. I feel like in ESO we have like people that are like 60 plus who have no aspiration to be so competitive in any shape or form, who have a lot of time to play, and that makes it seem like when somebody's having a high CP, I'm always assuming that this person probably knows what they're doing. But that is not necessarily the case. I've seen people with 700 CP, so 500 less than I have, that do more damage and know more what they're doing than I do. Well, because obviously I'm not doing much dungeon content or trials. But yeah, CP doesn't really say much. Okay, let's bring back that museum piece. I think it should be here, yeah. Let's see. House of Histories. There we go. It's down here. I think I'm like halfway done with these. But I feel like it's kind of impossible to find all of these without any guide. I didn't see where it went, but anyway. We are missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 missing. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, what's next? What are we doing? We can do writs, of course, but this is boring. I mean, I have to do them anyway. Oh yeah, definitely. ESO has a lot or so many different ways to play, which is why I enjoy it so much. Yeah, I agree, Shane. I agree. I love that you can just like turn off the HUD and like just quest. I did this yesterday with Murkmire, and it's so awesome that you can just. I mean, usually I'm in third person, but sometimes I just go into first person because it feels like I just try to ignore the MMO aspect and just enjoy the world. And there's such an amazing world that they have created here that I feel like sometimes when you're rushing through all the MMORPG aspect of the game, you fail to really appreciate. But if you're just taking a second and looking at this, I mean, look at that. You can really get yourself lost in that. And I mean, it's great. It's great architecture. Alrighty. Well, I suppose, guys, we are going to do writs then. Let's just get back to Blackwood real quick, because this is currently my hub I use. And then we do some writs, I suppose. We can also do some master writs. Oh, whoop. Wrong place. We want to Laywin. Laywin is great for writs. Obviously, I did this with my main as well already today. But we are tidying up the inventory real quick, and then we're gonna switch to the characters. Like the stream title suggests, I'm actually 6 weeks, something like this, away from all of my characters being on full research. And the reason I'm doing this, if you're not aware, is because it increases the chance to receive master writs. And again, sell this because it's worth more from a trader. And yeah, since I am aspiring to at some point have all of my Grandmaster crafting stations maxed out with every item set, this is what I'm doing. And I have started this grind, I believe. It was like 4 months ago, something like this. Or maybe even in April. It takes a lot of time. It takes like a lot of months, especially the last trade, the 9th trade for every profession is taking 28 days. And that is when you have all of the research bonus skill points spent. And I am currently on the last trade with all characters. The jewelry and woodworking is already done, fortunately. Usually you would see that here. I'm using the add-on trade buddy. This is very useful for all my characters to keep track of and where their traits are currently. You can see here everything is researched except for the Nirnhound stuff. But fortunately, just yesterday I finished buying up all the Nirncruxes I needed to put all the items for research in the bank, because my main obviously is a Grandmaster researcher already, so I could craft with her, then just put it in the bank 9 times for all the other 9 characters, and then just research from that point. I recommend doing it this way and just go through it chronologically, because otherwise you will probably lose track of who has what and who hasn't. So yeah. Yeah, Shane, it took me a while as well to realize that. It's kind of something that there's not that much information out there. For example, on World of Warcraft, we have Wowhead, and Wowhead presents just everything that is out there in World of Warcraft, every drop rate, every system, every nit and cranny that is possible that you can do in the game. And ESO doesn't really have that, at least not in that extent, to that extent. There's also no drop rates for anything out there, probably pretty much. So that's why I'm doing the resource drop rate testing myself. But yeah, as you can see, Cliana Solar has one that is just 2 hours to finish. What I usually do first is I use my research scrolls, and I'm still gonna do that right now, despite the fact that I'm kind of wasting that because it was just 2 hours ago, 2 hours to complete that one. But since these things are really not that expensive, as you can see, 1.8k each on PC EU right now. It's not that big of a deal, and since I'm not gonna log in with that one until tomorrow anyway, what the hell, I guess. So there was an axe. We need jewelry as well. So we go for the next trade, blacksmithing. Yeah, the weapons for Nirnhound, they can be quite pricey, because Nirnhound is 4.5k each, and as I need 9 of these. Wait, is it 9? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7. And that 9 times. So for 9 characters, that's 63. And that's 63 Nirnhound alone for weaponry, for blacksmithing. But obviously there is Nirnhound for woodworking as well. So yeah, it's quite a lot of gold. So if you're going with this grind, I suggest you don't start out with Nirnhound. Alright. So that means we're done with that character. Put that in. I think with New Moon we have double XP again, but we don't have double gold. Do we? I have to check that later. I think it's double XP, but not double gold. Let's check real quick if we have other characters that will have one trade done today, but nope, we won't. Cold Town will have 2 hours left after we used the research scroll. But yeah, that's basically it. Shane, you were a RuneScape player. Interesting. I feel like when, like 10 years ago or something like this, I would have probably loved RuneScape for its grindiness and how much time you can commit into this. And nowadays, I'm more like scared of games like this. I know that if I don't put many hours into these games, I will not get anywhere. Oh, no, I did not want to sell that. I will not get anywhere, and that's why I usually just keep away from that to begin with, because I don't want to commit that much time anymore. I just don't have it anymore either. So yeah. Then I put my gold in it that I made today. I always go down to 10k, put the rest in, and then we switch to the next one. Easy peasy. Oh, also Shane, I know you said that you realized that research works, but did you also get recipes for provisioning, and did you also uncover all the unknown traits for runes and alchemy? Because that is also something that they want to do. All right, next up, and it's just the same old. Double research and accept the reds. All completed already. Sweet. Nothing to craft today. Put in, put in, put in, put in, put in, and put in. My enchanting alchemy sucks on alts. I'm slacking a lot on that too. Yeah. It's beneficial though. I mean, I feel like it's not that expensive to get that up as well. Recipes I seem to have way too much of, so always learning those. Yeah, but keep in mind only the purple and the legendary ones count towards increased drop rates. For provisioning, you want all the... I can show you my craziness right here. Recipe, and for characters, as you can see, I have all purple recipes for all 10 characters. There's a few exceptions for those that you can only get through questing. But as you can see, all the purple... I think all the purple ones I have actually for every character. There's no exception to those. As you can see, I have all of these, and we can check for the yellow ones as well. The Arteum takeaway broth. You can get this, I believe it is from fishing the Citric satchels in Arteum. The Clockwork citrus fillet, you have to do quests for that. This is obviously clockwork questing. This is a quest line that you can do, and unfortunately the recipe is bind on pickup, so I couldn't get this for my alts. So you have to do this for every alt individually to get this one. I couldn't be bothered, so I didn't. Then the Ethereal Ambrosia is also quite expensive because I don't know what the price is right now. It used to be 250k. I'm assuming more like 150k right now, since it is 250 RIT vouchers. And I believe 250 RIT vouchers go for 150 or 160k right now. But that still seemed quite expensive to get for every character, so I just have it on my main. The Wartords, they are extremely, very expensive. I think the base one is still kind of affordable with 2 or 3 million or something, but I think the highest one is like 100 or 200 million or something like this. It's very expensive. But other than that, you can get most of these quite easily. The Orsoga's Smoked Bear Hunch is quite expensive too, I believe. You can get this from a Rothgar questline once per character, but this one is tradable as well. It used to be 60k, probably around 30k right now. But yeah, these new live festival, these are all also not binder pickups. You can buy these quite easily. The thing is, though, keep in mind, especially with the purple ones, most of these are not that expensive, but the availability is terrible oftentimes. I think, for example, for hopscotch it was or something like this. Obviously, I needed this 10 times, right? And back in the day, in April or May or something, what I did every day was I scouted every recipe I still needed and had to change zones for every guild trader that potentially had one. You can go to the TDC website to find that out faster. And this is kind of a necessity. If you don't have access to that, then this is kind of never-ending pain. And this just this took like I don't know, man, at least 2 or 3 months to complete this in total. Get this 10 times. I was very relieved when this was done. But fortunately, this is kind of done for eternity now, and I never have to hustle with that anymore. Maybe at some point I give everyone the Ethereal Ambrosia as well. But I will not get them the Wartords. I don't even have that on my main character right now. The Citric Ambrosia, so the base one, is very easy to get. You get this sometimes from from the provisioning daily writs. You get these fragments. And when you have all of these 7, then you can put them together into one, and then there's the Citric Ambrosia that's coming out, and that's just 2k gold. As you can see, I have plenty of fragments in here that I don't need because these things just don't sell. So if you don't have that, you can grab that very easily and very cheaply. So yeah. Alrighty, have we completed what we meant to do? I don't think we have sold stuff yet, have we? Oh, we have, apparently, but we didn't put... no, we didn't put in the stuff. We can put the equipment repair kit as well. We can sell that on the main. And that's it. 5.8k. Wait, this one's missing and this one as well. Apparently I had opened my inventory, so all these new items usually are in the top right here. But nope, no, not this time. Alrighty, I think we can go for the next one. And yes, we do. Yeah, I wish you best of luck, Shane, for all these recipes. They can be very annoying. I remember at the end, I was so fed up with this that I started buying these recipes for 10 times the price because I just wanted to be done with it. There was like recipes that usually go for 2k, I just paid 20k so I could get it done. That's how bad it was. Alrighty, next up. These are placed in Somerset because, I mean, come on, look at that. It's so pretty. And we do the same thing again. Research scroll. And accept. If you're not sure where you can get these research scrolls from, they are purchasable through the RIT vendor that is in the capital of every of the alliances. That is Mournhold, Eldenroot, and is it Wayrest? I always forget the last one. Depending on your alliance, but it doesn't matter what alliance you are, you can access them. You can access any of those traders in any alliance capital. I usually go for the one in Mournhold. You have to go out south, and there it already is. But I do not recommend buying these things with the RIT vouchers because you can just get them for gold, and your RIT vouchers are usually spent better on other things. For example, attunable crafting stations if you want to get a few of those. So don't spend your RIT vouchers on these. I always buy them. These have dropped in price very heavily as well. They are at 1.8k right now. I remember a few months back we had them at like 8k, not 8k, 3k. And the jewelry crafting research scroll is a lot more expensive because it costs 10 RIT vouchers instead of 3. But you also don't need that many of those because jewelry and woodworking are the ones that are the fastest in completing. I think woodworking is the fastest, and then it's jewelry, and the clothing and blacksmithing takes weeks longer, a lot longer actually, a lot longer. So it's not even close that you're like 2 days ahead and then they're done. No, it's not that. If you are done with woodworking, you're probably like halfway through with the other ones. Something like this, crazy. It's insane. We forgot to put one of the fragments in. I'm gonna do that real quick. There we go. And we are done. In case you're wondering why I'm not doing mount training, I don't have to anymore. All my 10 characters have max mount training by now. Just like half a week ago or so, I completed my last character with the mount training. So unfortunately, I don't have to ever do that again. Which also means that unfortunately the riding lessons I get from daily login rewards or whatnot are very pointless for me. And I can't give them to other players, so that's unfortunate. So they're just in my bank right now, and I don't have anything to do with them. If I get them from crowns, obviously I can convert them into gems. If I can get them from crates this way around, I can convert them into gems. But if they are from the daily login rewards and whatnot, you can't do that. So you just have to kind of destroy them. And it doesn't feel right doing that, so I just keep them. Same old, same old. This time we have to craft for woodworking though. Also, this is crafting automatically. You probably have noticed this. This is the Lazy Rit Crafter add-on. If you are a console player, unfortunately you cannot get this. But if you are on PC, this is very much recommended from my point of view to use this one. I would not do it without this add-on. I started out back then thinking I want to do it manually because I like the feeling of doing that, and I did that for a few weeks, but at some point, especially with 10 characters, you just decide to, okay, you know what? Also, all these boxes, they unpack automatically. I don't have to do anything for this. I just have to wait, then sell the stuff I don't want. put the gold in and the macerates I'm getting. As you can see, here's a macerate. And since I have all of the traits researched and a lot of motives as well, I get quite a lot of these. 5,200. Oh, Shane, by the way, motives, if you're still around, motives count as well. I hope you know that. But only the motives from 11 and up. I used to believe it's 15 and up, but just recently I learned apparently that Zenimax themselves said that 11 counts. So you want as many motives as you can, though at some point there's diminishing returns. As you can see, I have quite a lot of these completed for 10 characters. There's quite a lot of that are very cheap. For the Ivory Brigade as well, for example, is very cheap to complete. Remora, New Moon Priest. Draugr is very, very cheap. Shivkin is probably the cheapest. Oh, Dremora is the cheapest. But if you want to have the highest chance of getting macerates, then motives is something that you have to address as well. And yeah, Shan, the motives seem such a pain. They were. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if you would just have a completed book and you can learn these, but these are collector's items and nobody uses them to learn these, so you have to buy each individual page for the full motive to complete. And when you do that with 10 characters, and there's 14, yeah, it's 14 pages for each motive, and you want at least 15. I know I told you, Shane, that the recipes were a pain, but can you imagine what the pain was for the motives? I just realized that I did that, and it's so insane. It's crazy that I did that. And I'm not lying, as you can see, 10 out of 10. My main has 93% of all motives learned, and all the alts have at least 15, I believe, or 14. And maybe I go for 20 in the future, but right now it doesn't seem like worth it. I don't think I will benefit from that much, because obviously at some point you run into diminishing returns. So yeah, that's how it is. Okay, halfway through. Approaching the characters that have more to do in research. Clayana Solar is obviously the closest to being my second Grandmaster researcher, but these ones came later because I leveled them later. Most of these characters that are coming now, I leveled with the Masterate method. If you're not aware of this, you can level your... Okay, apparently, sorry folks, apparently we had just a stream crash for a second here. But we should be back now. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Just said that OBS was disconnected. Yeah, Shane, do you have any plans on doing another 10 alts? No, I do not, actually. I've talked about this a few times by now, and if I would do 20, I would burn myself out. No doubt about that. I would completely burn myself out very, very quickly, and that's why I deliberately decided to only be at 10. This is the most I will do. You can have 20, that's correct, Shane. You can have 20, that's the max. But you will have to purchase the character slots, and each is 1,500 crowns. So if you want 10 character slots, then you will need 15,000 crowns. Yeah, quick maths. Alrighty, back to it. Let's hope that he doesn't need anything. Wait. Let's do the research. You know the drill by now, folks. This one is Gonfalon Bay, by the way. This is also a great spot. Usually, probably most people are in Vivek City or Laywin or Skingrad City, because these are the fastest. But I don't want to have 10 characters in the same place, because I feel like this is boring. So I put 2 of my characters here. Usually when you want to get the mount training as well, you just go up this stairs here, and the mount trainer is back there. And since he's done, as you can see, riding skill 60, 60, 60, all done. He doesn't need to do that anymore. So I just go to the trader right here and sell the stuff I don't need. You know the drill. And Get Isabi out. This is, by the way, the best assistant you can get, in my opinion, if you are wondering what you can do with your crowns. 5,000 crowns for her is a good deal. You will take advantage of that for the rest of your ESO career. So, yeah. Yeah, Shane, doing this 9 times, or 10 times, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it was a pain, it's true, but I enjoyed that grind, kind of. And also with ESO having such a vertical progression, I feel like doing this is kind of a thing for eternity. Or it's at least for as long as I'm playing ESO. When we look at World of Warcraft, for example, and you do endgame content and there's some system that came with a new add-on, this is kind of obsolete once the add-on stops and you just go for a next loop with the next add-on. And I feel like I don't want to do that anymore. And with ESO, I know I'm kind of doing this for, let's say, the grind I did doesn't get devalued so quickly. And I will have increased drop rates for master rates for years, maybe forever. It depends if they bring some new systems that diminish these achievements. But for now, it looks like they don't. So I felt like this grind had a meaning for the game itself and not just like something that is worth something for a year or two and then the the developers just decide to reset it all and you have to do that stuff again. I feel like I'm getting too old for this. I always what I also always enjoyed about MMORPGs is that you're on a journey and you have something that you're building upon. You're always improving in something. And the point where theme park MMOs like World of Warcraft take that away from you, I feel like that's a terrible feeling. All right, no Ornate stuff to sell today. So Shane, how many characters do you have right now? 5.1k back in, so I have 10k. And the next one. All right, 3 more to go, then we are done. And then we are going to open all the hirelings. And then, yeah, we will see how much materials we get. I can show you guys the skill points you need as well. I made a video about this, everything, how to create the perfect red character. But I can still show you real quick. Only 6 of 50 though. Yeah, Shane, you can level the other ones with, how much gold do you have? You can level them with alchemy macerates if you want to do it fast. So like macerate method that takes like an hour, but it also costs like millions of gold, so. All right, let's check out the skills real quick. If you're doing a red character, you need 87 sky shards. And with 87 sky shards, you can get every skill point you need. You get 10. You get a max in the baseline, the hireling, and the thing that increases your research slots and reduces the time it takes for one research to complete. And with these 87, your red character is basically the perfect red character. Unfortunately, though, this means you have nothing else. This is assuming that you have not done any quests, because some historic quests give you skill points. These characters have been power leveled with macerates, so they didn't do any quests. They don't have any combat experience or whatnot. I think she has level 10, as you can see. She still has level 10 gear, because she just doesn't need anything else. She's just sitting in a city, needs these 87 sky shards, plus the skill points you get from leveling up. Then I have all the skills I need for the professions, and that's it. So if you just want to get a masterate character, just a daily red character, then this is the way to go about this. 5.4 million you have, Shane. Well, that's not bad, actually. You can, I'd say, at least level 2 or 3 characters with that amount of gold. Already, let's go. The last 3 characters are placed in Laywin because this has a very nice route to get the daily writs done as well. Yeah, Witches Festival is a good idea to do that because you get double XP again. So if you plan on doing that, then this is probably a good idea to wait for that festival. Starting Thursday, so day after tomorrow, I believe. Alrighty, sell crap we don't need. And then we have 2 more characters. Obviously, I'm taking a little longer because I'm showing you a lot of stuff right here. But usually when you're not distracted by chat or streaming or whatnot, and especially when you don't have any research to do for the day, then usually you're done with this in 15 minutes. So, might seem like a very painful grind to do the writs themselves, but I can tell you that getting the characters to that point is the true grind and not doing this every day. You're hoarding crafting supplies right now. Yeah, I've been hearing from people that they do that for the Witches Festival, but I'm curious, why would the Witches Festival indicate any sort of economy change? Can somebody explain this to me? Because I'm not sure why that is. Also keep in mind, Shane, update 44, they changed the furnishing material drop rates. Currently we are at 36%, I tested that. Stephen Watson is asking, hi casual, do we need to put points into research skill lines for the chances of a master writ to drop? No, you do not. The only thing that counts is the research you have done yourself, so the traits you are able to craft, the motives, and your, obviously the alchemy mats, the provisioning recipes. Yeah, I think that is it. No, the skill points don't matter. As far as I'm aware, they don't. I just highly recommend that when you want the master drop chances to increase, you want to get the traits done. And when you get the traits done, you want this perk. Because otherwise, the last, I did this for jewelry crafting. I thought maybe I don't need it for jewelry crafting because it takes less time than the other ones. And the last trait took 58 days without these passive skill lines for the reduced researching. And I figured, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go for more skill shards than I initially planned. Because 58 days is just ludicrous. Ah, yes, I see, Shane. I hope you have a nice trader spot. I recently got into the Northwatch order on PC EU, which has the best trader spot in the entire game. So my sales went up crazily. Like, I used to sit a lot on a few items because the trading guilds I've been in haven't had ideal trading spots since I'm in the Northwatch order. This is just every day I put up everything and all the 30 slots I have, and the next day it's all gone. It's amazing. You can even sell for a little more from some time to time because it's just so convenient that people are willing to pay more when this trader has that what they want. Alrighty. So, crap, now I opened this, and that means this is not new anymore. So when I want to put it into Azabi, into the bank, then I have to scroll through. But fortunately I did that because apparently, again, I forgot to do the research scrolls. Alrighty, where is it? This in 5.5k in, and we are done with this one, and we have one more to go. You're in Shining Coins, Shane. Yeah, I'm as well. I'm as well. I think they have the Elden Root right now. But yeah, I'm in Shining Coins as well. They used to have a Vivek City spot as well, the back spot. I think they had it last week or the week before. I'm not sure if they won the bid for Vivek City this time. But Vivek City guild spots are very expensive. As a guild leader, you have to bid on that, and we are looking at like 800 million or something like this for the best trader spots. Obviously, I can't really tell you exactly because first I don't know, and even if I would, I couldn't tell you because these bids are concealed. So when there's another guild bidding on this, they don't know what the other guild has bidded. So it's a bit of a bidding war, and you don't want to expose what you're bidding. But as from what I have been able to gather, it should be close to 1 billion. Maybe not in this economy right now, but usually it is the case like this. Yeah, it's insane. I am. The Northwatch Order also told that they cannot finance this stuff with taxes alone. They have to go into their own pockets or from donations. Otherwise, they would not be able to get this trader spot. And it is just the best trader spot in the entire game. Yeah, Shane, it's not smart to let them know how much you bid, but until yesterday, I didn't know how the system was working. I was thinking that you have to bid for that. And once the bid goes through, I thought it would be kind of accessible for anybody to check how much that guild trader went for. But apparently that is not the case. And with this information, it makes a lot more sense to me why people were so not amused when I asked this question, because I wasn't aware that this is a thing. So I felt a little bad about that. All right. Okay, last character is done. Awesome. 5.9k in. Did we do the research or did I forget it again? I did forget it again. Also, I forgot a fragment to put in. I hate it when I have to put fragments in. But anyway, we are done, I believe. Let's check real quick if we have any research that we have not set up. Obviously, he is done in 1.5 hours with 2 things, but I don't think I'm not that committed anymore that I would log in 1.5 hours from now to do that again. Maybe I do later. I'm not sure, but it's not that big of a deal anymore. But yeah, all 3 slots for every character are still working, so we can go back to the main. So I did a lot of refining the last few weeks, and I collected all this data. I mean, not all of it is extracted yet. I think 3 out of 4 profession extraction data I have refining data I have extracted. But I'm not sure if 100,000 raw materials is enough for me to put out precise refining numbers. And I'm a bit annoyed by that because I have been gathering the footage for refining and I always have to wait up until I have a lot of raw materials to do the refining. As you can see, I have 536 rough ruby ash right now. I could do the refining, but then I would have to record that. And since it's only 53 refines, I would get a lot of data or small sample size data that I have to extract. That's very annoying. So I usually just wait until I have at least 1,000 or something like this. And I really want to get back to regular refining that I don't have to record everything. But I think I have to do it for a little longer. For blacksmithing, I have, I believe, 3,000 right now. You know what, folks? We can check that out real quick. Let me see if I can show you this without doxing myself. Refining drops. There we go. Refining drop data. Let's see if I can show you display capture as well. Should work. Apparently it does not. Oh, right. This one. Now you should be able to see. Does it show? Yes, it does show. Okay. This is the the Excel sheet I made for that. As you can see, it's very convoluted, unfortunately. But this is what I'm trying to figure out. I want to figure out the drop rates for every refine. And for blacksmithing, I have 2,646 refines so far. That's 26,460 raw materials. And that means we had 154 tempering alloy. And for clothing, it's a bit less. Unfortunately, I only have barely 1,700. And for woodworking, I have 2,200. But there seems to be a trend, and it seems to be like around 6% to get a legendary upgrade material. So, yeah, we will see how that turns out. It will be very annoying to get this data out for you in a digestible way. I have no idea how I'm supposed to do that just yet. It will probably take a lot of time to get this working. But yeah, that's what I'm working on, or one of the things I'm working on right now. So let's get back to it. In order to get Grandmaster Crafter, do you need to know all the motives? No, Joseph, you don't. The Grandmaster Crafter is just the achievement for that. I think it's just maxing all the professions, isn't it? It's actually not that big of a deal to get that. How's it called? Right. In the crafting and in general. Grandmaster Crafting Harvester. That's not what we are interested. Grandmaster Crafter. Ah, yeah. This is the achievements you need for Grandmaster Crafter. At least that is what you get the title for that. Botanist, I think this is when you learn all the reagents. So all of the traits of the reagents. They call it traits. I don't like calling it traits because there's other things that are called traits in the game. We're just gonna call it properties. And I think you get botanist when you have learned all from the base game. I don't think you have to learn the ones from DLCs. For example, Powdered Mother of Pearl is something of the DLC. Via Coagulant as well. Dragon Room, Dragon's Blood also. I still recommend that you learn these. Be a bit careful with Dragon Room because one of these is 4.5k gold, and you have to do that 3 or 4 times to get one for it to be completely researched for one character. So that can be quite pricey. I did personally, I think I did it with all 10 characters to have all of these. Yeah, I think all 10 characters have every reagent known. There are currently 34 reagents in the game. I just counted that today. And yeah, you want to have all of these, but back to the achievement. The potency one, this is just that wants you to figure out the all of the translations for the potency runes. As you can see, I only have 4 here. There's usually more. Obviously, it goes from level 1 to champion point 160, but just recently I sold or trashed all of the other things that were low level because I don't have any more characters that would require these, and I wanted to tidy up my crafting bag, so that's what I did. For the best chance to get more master writs, you also want Kuda learned and all of these as well, also the essence ones as well. You will need the aspect improvement for that. I have not tested personally. If you can just get aspect improvement 4 out of 4, then translate the Kuda rune and then get back to 1 out of 4. This is basically impossible to test, so I'm just keeping this in 4 out of 4 for all of my alts. Just started your video on the resource drop rates yesterday. Looking forward to the refining one. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, Shane. In the resource drop rate video, there's actually it's like 18 minutes, and it doesn't seem like it, but there are like 50 hours work into that. That's insane. I hope to get a bit faster in the future. Yeah, excuse me, sorry, wanted to talk about the achievement. True Style Master? Ah yeah. Collect and learn 50 full motives. Oh, actually, that's more than I thought. Interesting, you did 50 full motives to get the Grand Master Crafter achievement. Okay, so you don't need all of the motives, but you need quite a lot, actually. Interesting. Trade Master? Trade Master is, I think, just 8. You don't need 9. Where is it? Trade Master. Research every available trade at least once. Okay, that doesn't mean that you have to have all of these trades researched. You can, for example, research powered weapon trade for blacksmithing and do the charged weapon trade for woodworking, and that would count. I got this on January 8th, 24, so this is what I've just described definitely true because I wasn't a Grandmaster Crafter with that character back then. So, yeah, that's doable as well. I only just found your channel and it's great, so I sub now. Oh, I appreciate it, Stephen. Thanks, man. I hope you have a great time, man. Okay, jewelry trade master, well. Learn the Nernhound trade. Learn the Nernhound trade. Research the Nernhound trait for any weapon or armor type. Okay, so you don't need all of these either. You just need one. Okay, but the requirements for this achievement are still quite steep. But let me tell you that even when you have that achievement, there is still like the same length of time that you need to be able to call yourself a Grandmaster Researcher. It's actually, look, I got this in April 24. And this is when I started with a lot of these alt characters for the daily writs as well. And we have October now, end of October. And none of the alts, aside from this main character right here, is a Grandmaster Researcher. So just to get an idea how long this takes. It does take a while. So if you start this grind, don't expect to be done in 4 weeks. This is completely not doable. You have to pay to win it, I guess. You can pay for research scrolls from the Crown Store. And these are extremely expensive though, and they don't have a cooldown. The research scrolls for that you can get in the game, they have a cooldown, but the ones in the sorry, I was just reading chat. The research scrolls you can get from the writ vendor, they do have a cooldown. All right, yeah, okay, we just realized that Grandmaster Crafter achievement is actually has more requirements than I thought, and we also realized that when you have this achievement, you are far away off of being a Grandmaster Researcher. All right, interesting. Okay, let's get the hirelings as well. This is all the stuff from 10 hirelings now. Usually get a lot of stuff from that. The way hirelings work is that you actually get a little bit of a mail from the hirelings, and on the last day, they have like a cycle of 7 days. On the 7th day, they usually give you better stuff, and that's why you will sometimes see dragwax, tempering alloy, or chromium plating, or that, but not very regularly. So this is the reason why. A few of these are quite funny, actually, to check out. So yeah. Okay, folks, what are we doing now? I will have a smoke. And in the meantime, you guys can tell me what you'd like to see. And then we see if we can get that done for you. And then I will probably, well, we will see. But I'm still gonna be around. I have the benefit of living by myself, so I can smoke in my own flat. I highly recommend quitting, not smoking though, since it kills. Oh, did you guys get the mount, by the way? The, Is it still available? It's not available anymore, is it? Oh, damn. Okay, apparently you can't get that anymore, so I'm sorry if you didn't, but we were able to get this Westfield thingy. Where is it? Is it... Yeah, it's a camelet. The Rusted Brecker. Is that active? Let's check that out. Have you seen it? Look at the feed. This is feed content here. And when you spit, it doesn't actually spit. More like sneezing. So cute. But the feet, I mean, come on. How can you not crack up when you see these feet? Alrighty. I have no companions use this mount. Yeah, it's cute. I mean, we got it for free, don't get me wrong. So I'm not mad or anything. Wait, one second. But I just think it would be so much better if it would have like regular sized feet. I'm not quite sure how it's able to stand. I mean, look at those tiny feet. I don't know what they thought about doing, what they thought about when they created these feet, but I mean, it's insane. I love it. Are you going to get the new free house in the event when it comes? We get a new free house? We have to check that out. Wait. We're gonna check it out. Witcher Festival returns? Oh, it's so hard to keep track of two monitors. There we go. Okay, hi Lame, a big fan of your videos. Thank you, Sam. I'm not gonna... Sam Hussein? That's Hussein? I'm sorry if I'm botching your name, but I appreciate it a lot. Let's see. I wanted to show you the this page right here because I wanted to check the where's the house. Let's see. Okay. There's quite a lot to go through here, apparently. I just wanted a picture of the house. Now you pronounced it almost right. Hey, at least I was close. At first I thought your name was like a joke and a troll. And then I realized, well, not that only that one person is called that way. So I'm sorry, bro. I wonder how much you would need to pay to research all trades in a day. That's an interesting question, Joseph. Maybe you can do the calculations for that. How about that? Then I steal your math and I do a video about that. Haven of 5 companions, says Steven, is the house. Ah, and it's this one, apparently. That looks neat. But you can't look at it in-game yet, can you? Haven of the 5 companions morphing collectible. Ah, I see. Okay, yeah. The morphing thing that you can also already do with some mounts and stuff. Okay, interesting. So you get, does it say? Will be your first opportunity to begin gathering the fragments for the final event morphing collectible of 2024. Okay, but how many of these fragments are you able to get just yet? Does it say that? Doesn't, does it? Unstable monolith, we know that one as well already. Dagonic quasi-glyph, we know that one as well. And the illusion imp, we know as well. The Indrix, we already know that one as well. Okay, from what I can gather right now, it doesn't appear so that you can... it doesn't appear to say how many fragments you can get. Begin gathering the fragments. I'm assuming it's gonna be how many? 3, 4, or 5? I mean, it would make sense if it would be 5, but okay, interesting. I didn't know that. Thanks for clarifying that, Steven. I didn't know that. Interesting. I thought I have read through the New Moon event already, but I did not, apparently. Because usually I don't do any news content and stuff like this. But interesting. The full stylebook for Jamora motive. Wow. Because that's so expensive. Okay. Oh, well. Nathan Ghost and the other main story companions are inside the house. Oh, damn. How do you know that? Is it on the PTS? Maybe I should check the PTS at some point. I got a notification. Interesting. I don't care. Okay, sorry guys, but I have to get back to my Meridian charger. This is still... I'm still so happy that it coincided with the time that this mount was in the store for 14 days and I had enough seals. This is... look at that, man. I have it for a few months by now. And I'm still like, sometimes when I get on it, I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is so cool. And ever since I got that one, all of the Radiant Apex mounts that we are getting are not that interesting for me. For example, let's check out the Dark Brotherhood. I'm sure some of you have checked that out, but I mean, look at that. What is this? What is this? I don't understand. I know tastes are different, but I'm also quite unsure of what kind of personality traits you have to like this. No offense. Of course, I'm joking here, but what the... And the Blood Moon Wolf, in the teaser picture we gotten, we had the wolf with the horns, and he does that when you mount up, or rear up, rather. But I feel like this should be the baseline. I don't see why you have to do that. Then it's just stay for 10 seconds and then it goes away again. And if you don't do that, then it's just like, well, yeah, it's a red wolf. Okay. Then the Hollow Soul Steed is a bit creepy, I admit. It's kind of cool. Also, if you notice the candles right here, in the base version, it's lacking its complete head. And when you have it fully maxed and mount speed, it gets its jaws back. And I think this is the better one from all these three, and the the rear up is a bit weird. I mean, I feel like I'm tripping when I look at this. These circles in here, they don't turn with you. I don't know, it's like a 2D sprite. And it's very confusing. I'm not a fan of this. I like this portion, it's creepy as heck. But this one, I'm not sure about that. And actually, I like the just regular Apex ones better. Because, I mean, technically this is very, very much a hazard to have this, but whatever. We are not in real life right here. So I like these way better than the Radiant Apex ones, and that's coming from someone who usually likes the flashy ones. LGBTQ mount. Nah, I don't know, man. I am pro LGBTQ myself, and I don't like it. I still love the robot Dwemer wolf you can collect in game. Yeah, it's the Ebon Dwarven wolf, I think it's called. I personally started scrying for that myself. We can check that. I think that's part of the Western Skyrim one. Yeah, as you can see, I have 9 out of 17. But there are a lot of leads that drop from Delve bosses. And at some point, I was like farming one of the Delve bosses for, I think, 15 times or so I had to kill it to get one lead. And since they have a respawn time of like 5 minutes, you're just standing in the end of the delve, waiting for it to respawn and killing it again, and then have nothing to do for another 5 minutes. So, yeah, I don't like these delve leads. They suck. What do you guys think about the current Radiant Apex mounts? What do you think about the new Moon Crate? What do you think about this one? Lamer, what's the best thing you have gotten from crown crates? Oh, I can show you. Actually, I opened 15 of what crate was it? Where you could get these ice mounts. I forgot what it was called. But I can show you the mounts. I opened 15 and I got 3 mounts actually. I got 1 Radiant Apex and 2 regular Apex in 15 crates. And that was insane. I got that one. It's a Radiant Apex that I think is a very unspectacular, unfortunately. So, yeah, when you get a Radiant Apex and it's not even the one that you like, that's kind of a pain. But I got that one out of these 15 crates. Then I got that one. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these. And I also got, where is it? K9? Yes. No, not, damn it. And I had this one. So these 3 mounts I had from 15 crates. And that was crazy. I didn't even realize back then when I opened these crates that I was that lucky. I opened quite a few crates since then, and I have never gotten even remotely as close to lucky as this one. I did buy 5 crates and got nothing, sadly. Yeah, you should not buy them, honestly. I mean, I'm sitting a bit on a high horse right here because I'm opening crates and do videos about this. But at least I have the justification to make a video about this. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't open them so often if I wouldn't make videos about this because, yeah, it's just a waste of money. And usually if you want to buy something very specific, you're better off saving with your endeavors. I've not bought any crates. None of these rewards tempt me. Yeah, that's great. That's great that you are immune to this kind of what do you call damn it, what's the word? English. Temptation. Ha! I'm so insane. Yeah, that you're immune to this temptation. I usually I used to back in the day, I don't know if any of you have played Counter-Strike or something, but I used to open crates a lot back there. And it was a very big issue. I spent like over 1,200 euro or something within 1 or 2 years. And this was the painful experience I had to make with these kind of crates and gambling. That I realized the bank always wins. And oh, Sam, you made a video about it too. Interesting. How many people have watched it? Actually, the other day I have won a guild auction in the Northwatch order for 4.3 million for 5 of these crates. But if I would make a video about this for 5 crates, then there's not much to talk about. And it's over very quickly. So I'm kind of saving them right now for the next crate opening that I will eventually upload and then just open these as well. I'm still not quite sure how I'm supposed to show this in the thumbnail that I'm opening this as well, so I'm not quite sure, but I really want to open, but I can't right now. Yeah, I'm curious to see what crate we will see after the new moon crate. I think they have... No, I think we have to wait for the November announcements. I hope for November in Crown Store we get new assistants. We have quite a few assistants right now. It's in the upgrades. And I personally only have Azabi. And it's like 4 months now that I'm waiting for a merchant that is close to the dog bank we had a few months back. And I'm telling you, the second I'm buying one of the existing merchants right now, they are going to introduce the dog as a merchant, and I'm gonna be super pissed because I didn't buy the dog back then because I already had a banker. So, and since I am on a tight budget myself, I'm not gaining money with YouTube yet. So, I'm paying this for my own money. I didn't buy the dog out, but I really wanted to get the dog, and I really want a merchant, and it's time to get a merchant or a rag picker or anything that is not a banker. And I'm waiting for them to release something new. I want a dog as a merchant or something cool. And I'm waiting for months. So I'm hoping for November that they have something for me. I guess hardly 5 views or something. I gave up after that. You gave up after one video that just got 5 views? Oh, bro. You can't give up just like that. I got very lucky with YouTube with my first video. I mean, I'm not successful by any means. I mean, there's 7 people watching right now, and I'm less than 1,000 subscribers. But they are my subscribers. I worked for them, but I also got very lucky. My first video I did, it was like 2 or 3 months ago by now. And for some reason, it got almost 14,000 views. And this inspired me to do more content about this. Yes, saving up crowns for assistance right now, yeah. I feel like the banker's the best one to get first. The first thing. I mean, it kind of depends on what kind of content you do. For example, if you're like in trials a lot and you are switching between your armory slots quite a lot, then there is a rare case that somebody goes for the armory assistant first. But I feel like the banker and the merchant is probably the first ones you're gonna get. I thought the rag picker would be the most useful one, but since I have figured out that the white and green drops that are not from any set items and have cheap style materials are better off sold to a merchant because it grants you more gold than they would deconstruct it. I feel like this has fallen down to place number 3. So for me, it's probably banker, merchant, rag picker, and then the armory assistant. Though I have to admit that the armory assistant would have been useful for me for a few times by now because I have been having a fishing and XP build, but you have to pay for these armory slots for every character. I mean, I'm only playing this one, but you have to pay 1,500 crowns to get another armory slot, and I think that's kind of steep and a bit preposterous as well. You did armory first. Yeah, interesting. See, I told you there's people that do this first. And when I started playing, I was like, who takes that first? But since I've been playing for a while now, and I'm playing around with some speed builds and different champion point perks, since you have are limited to these 4, and I've at some point I was getting I wanted to grind some furnishing plants, so the homemaker one is quite useful for that. And I did some fishing as well. So it's very useful to have an armory slot for that. I think there are add-ons that do this on the fly, but obviously this is not something you can do on consoles. And in the future, I want to do some pickpocketing thief build as well. But I have so much stuff I want to do right now that, yeah, I kind of get overwhelmed by all the things that I can do. Wish I had the time for real life commitments to record videos. Oh yeah, I misunderstood that for a second there. Yeah, I'm having the luxury that I'm unemployed, so I have that time. I uploaded the daily Rit Ramble yesterday. Not many people have seen it, but that's fine because it's obviously a topic that's not that interesting for many people because it's not necessarily about ESO. It's more like about gaming in general and my personal relationship to gaming. And in that video, I talked a little bit about it and how and why I have so much time for this stuff. But the gist of it is that I have an anxiety disorder. That's why I am unemployed for quite some time now, and I'm trying to get back into the working world. And YouTube is kind of full-time, actually. And if I would be employed, I wouldn't have full-time, obviously, for YouTube. So, yeah. I heal in veteran dungeons and then DPS as I quest, a daily quest, so it's worthwhile for me. Yeah, I get that. But you can also get an armory station for your house, you know that, right? Alrighty, yeah. I said I didn't want to stream for that long, and now I'm already streaming for 2 hours again. Or almost 2 hours, that is. But oh well. You can even do surveys, but this is kind of boring, and I kind of don't want to do that. I mean, every day I get like 5 or 10 surveys, and last time I did it was 3 days ago, and as you can see, I already got so many more again. Not this one though. This is the one of the worst ones. I feel though you should keep posting. Consistency is key. Yeah, you're right about that. Unfortunately, like 2 weeks ago, I had a little bit of a crisis. So I was taking priority on my health and my relationship. This had to be attended first. And I did upload 3 videos in 3 days. And that's quite great for me. But it has to be said that these videos aren't necessarily videos that took hours and upon hours of editing. The housing video, the home tour was one take, basically. I didn't have to do much about that. Daily Red Ramble, I talked from my heart, and I also did record that prior to the episode that you guys have gotten yesterday because the audio screwed up. But for videos like the resource node drop rates, this video took 50 hours from concept to finish the video. And when you're done with the video, you still have to create a thumbnail that is somewhat enticing for people to click on it. And yeah, there's a lot of... I would love to put all the videos out that I have in mind just right away. But actually the idea and the concept phase and the footage gathering and even reading out, writing and reading out a script is actually the least time-consuming thing about a whole video. And I kind of hate that a little bit. I wish I could give you guys more of the content I have planned. I can give you a little tour if you're interested in all my Excel sheets I am currently working on. But I dread the day I have to actually put this into editing. And I always feel a little terrible when I'm like working on a video for 14 days and you get nothing. That doesn't feel right for me. It's hard for me to accept these baby steps that you have to take with these videos. At the end of the day, sometimes I'm like 5 hours in and I feel like I haven't achieved much. I feel like I'm not close to completing another video. So, yeah. And your guides are really helpful for making gold. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, man. The next one is a unusual guide, actually. We are talking about script jelly farming. I recorded a lot of stuff I need for the video. The intro joke is already done, so that's cool. I'm trying to, obviously I have to, the guides are one thing, you know, it's like, I have a lot of things, I have quite some knowledge about the game nowadays, since I've been playing quite a lot, and I have a lot of ideas, a lot of data I already have as well, but data is quite boring, so it's not that easy to put that into an interesting format. And as you have seen with the resource node drop rate video, I put a lot of jokes in there. I put a lot of effort into this to keep it entertaining. And even with this effort, it didn't perform in a way that some people would expect it to perform. So I have to kind of choose my battles a little bit. I have to find a balance between quantity of uploads and quality of uploads. So I'm still figuring this out. My thief build gets me 20,000 gold a day. Yeah, that's nice, but it's not much, actually. It's not that much, unfortunately. I was thinking about doing is thieving worth it, and I feel like it's not. I just remembered the other day I sorted all the footage I had and made a footage library for that. And even that was such a pain. You have to imagine I have like hours upon hours of footage that I've collected, and I just put them where I needed them, but I didn't rename them. So I had like dozens of videos that I had to click, check what is in there, then rename it, and then sort it into a category. I can show you this actually real quick. Let's see. I have here the casual lamer. Oh wait, it's this PC and then gaming and then it's the footage library. And in here I have like tried to put every footage I have and categorize it with a different naming, obviously. For example, here, Meridian Charger mount up Badnik. So I know, okay, this is when I mount up on the Meridian Charger and it's in Badnik. So this can sometimes be interesting. Badnik can be interesting. For example, it depends on which zone I am in, if it works. And then obviously I also have all these character emotes that I'm using for the thumbnails. And what I have to do is I have to get one of these stills out. We can check that out real quick. And for example, this one. And then I have to cut her out. I have to cut her out very painfully. This works by having a polygon in the DaVinci, and you have to make individual clicks. And the better you do that, the more seamless it appears. And even this takes like if you do this with some effort, it takes like 15 minutes to do just one. I mean, sometimes even longer. Depends on the thing you are cutting out. And yeah, and when they are done, I save them in the templates and use this as a PNG, and then I can put a border around this as well to be more visible. But yeah, there's a lot in the background that you guys are not seeing. There's a lot that I have to do. And one more thing I want to show you is I had started with the Strauss Mackay. Is it any good? And wait, that's not the one. Yeah. I farmed Strauss Mackay for 5 hours. And I tracked what I gotten from this. And I have not extracted all the data. Obviously, I'm just like 1 hour in. And since I have been collecting everything, I had to just look at that. I had to check what amount of items I had before and what amount of items I had after. Nowadays, I'm using an add-on that helps me with this, but when I gathered this footage for this, I did not. And probably this video is coming out after update 44 is coming. So that means the resource drop rates for mundane runes and whatnot will have already changed. So part of this data is already redundant, despite the fact that I have not even started editing for this. So there's a lot of planning ahead for this kind of stuff, and this is a major pain. You're just sitting hours upon hours over this, and then you don't even have the video done. You just have the data you need for the video that you still have to make interesting. Yeah, just a little X course for you folks to see how much stuff is going in there. Stephen asks, do you have a favorite area to farm materials? That kind of depends a little bit on what material I'm farming. talking so much to you guys, I'm not even able to finish smoking here, but now I am. Let's see, my favorite farming spots. Generally for wood, for example, is probably Betnik. Betnik is one of the starting areas. You can find it in the west right here. For the resource node drop rate video, the wood was mostly collected here. Mostly Betnik. We can check the filters real quick. Wood. As you can see, there's quite a lot of wood nodes in here. But it's also a great spot for clothing and smithing and jewelry nodes. Generally speaking, all of the starting areas, that is Betnik, Strosmikai, and Balfoyen, but I hate Balfoyen. I don't know, it's getting recommended from time to time when I'm Googling, but I hate this spot. I don't recommend it myself. And I think it should be Bleak Rock Isle as well, but I haven't tested this one just yet. So yeah, Betnik and Strosmikai are great. So, Betnik more for wood and clothing. Smithing and jewelry also is great. And Strosmikai is especially great for smithing and jewelry seams. I have, as I just told you, I've done 5 hours of testing here, and this is quite neat for smithing. And if we are talking about runestones, then my definite favorite is the Tavani Peninsula. I just farmed 30 minutes today and made 100,000 gold just from farming these. This is just pretty much the best zone you can farm these runes in, and Psijic portals for that matter as well. Since you have to do the Psijic questline, or at least the first ones, you are better off doing that first before farming for runestones, because these Psijic portals, excuse me, they have the pleasant virtue of having the chance to drop motifs from the respective zone, and if you're not interested in motifs, they can drop the Orbic Amber, and this is a style material. No, it's not style. Trade item. It's a trade item that you need for the infused trade, or with an intrinsic trade that is called infused. I am confused. Anyway, this is quite valuable. As you can see on PC EU, we have 28,000 right now. And you sometimes just get the polarized thing. So when you have 10 of these, you can get one of the Orbic Amber. But it also has a chance, these Psijic portals, to drop just the one regular Orbic Amber. And this is great. This is great because if you just get one of these, then one Psijic portal just made you 30k. Just the other day when we had the double double resource yield event, I also realized that you can actually, and I didn't know that, you can actually get the Hakeijo as well. And I thought you can only get this from the Telvar stones from the Imperial City, but I got one from the Psijic portal. And this was a great one because I got one Hakeijo and I got one Orbic Amber in one Psijic portal. That means I had 60,000 gold in one Psijic portal. I mean, can you imagine that? Hey, Blood Orchid, good morning. I slept in today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. I hope you didn't miss any appointments. For me, it's 8 p.m. in Germany right now. So, not much to sleep in for me right now. Yeah, but back to the question. I think we gathered, we covered runestones. And since J. Crot said Craglorn, then yes, this is also a factor. Craglorn has the virtue of dropping non-crocs, obviously. But truth be told, only from wood, clothing, and smithing, the runes and the herbs and all that don't drop non-crocs. One of my commenters said that it does, but I cannot confirm that. It has never happened to me, and as you know me, I have farmed plenty, and I have never ever encountered this happening. So for me, it's smithing, jewelry, clothing, and wood nodes that can drop this. But depending on the time of day, this zone is often very contested with farming. So if you are only after raw materials and whatnot, then you're not it's not that good of an idea to farm Craglorn, in my opinion. Arguably, you can even say that when you want Nurncrux, then you might be better off farming an uncontested spot that to your liking that has a high resource node density than just sell that stuff and buy the Nurncrux. I feel like this is probably the better thing to do. Truth be told, that maybe this is more efficient, but sometimes I feel like farming this stuff for myself because doing everything in the most efficient way all the time is kind of bleak. So sometimes when I want Nurncrux, I just go here despite the fact that I know that it's probably more efficient to just farm the Taverni Peninsula for runestones, sell these and buy Nurncrux. Yeah. We can talk about a few zones that are very bad. Actually, Murkmire is one of the zones that I feel is one of the worst zones to farm in. It's very annoying to traverse, and also I feel like the density of the nodes is low, very low. Murkmire kind of sucks. Northern Elsewhere sucks a lot as well. There's a bit of a spot right here that actually I did not much farming here to be able to show you some interesting harvest map pins. But Northern Elsewhere sucks a lot as well. Murkmire sucks, Northern Elsewhere sucks, Blackwood sucks as well. There's open fields quite a lot where there's not much. I mean, I imagine there's probably routes that you can create, like here, for example, that might be decent-ish, so might be worth it. But the regular nodes suck, and the surveys in here are terrible as well. One of the jewelry surveys is here, and there's no way shrine close by. I mean, why would you not put one here or here? This is like such a long way from any other way shrine, so I'm not sure about the way shrine placement in this zone. And enchanting is here. The woodworking one is here, so that's one of the better ones. And blacksmithing is here. It's also okay-ish, but it's also not great. Gold Coast and Hugh Spain seemed quite good. I think I tried Hugh Spain before, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it because this zone has a lot of verticality. Or is it horizontally? No, it's a verticality, I think. Up and down. A lot of up and down. You can get one of the bonus trade items here for the Thieves Guild, but it's not worth much, so not really worth it to farm for that. Gold Coast could be decent-ish. Yeah, I didn't test that. I probably will in the future. Talking about Gold Coast. Oh, damn. Yeah, I did a lot of farming in Westfield when we had the double resource yield. Let me just remove some of these because we don't want you to be overwhelmed. But there's actually quite a decent route here in the east of Westfield that is quite decent for farming as well. But since the double resource yield is over, it feels a bit weird to do that because it feels so like you're getting nothing. But you get spoiled quite quickly with these double resource yield ones. I don't like racing against other players on Craglorn. Sometimes I get followed around and it's so annoying, and then they say, you're just mad I'm faster. That seems like very toxic people, and I get that. Especially when you just want to feel like, I want to chill. And then you're like running madly fast to get to the Ancestor Silk, and yeah, I get that. But since I have the privilege of playing whenever I want, sometimes I'm getting up at 9 or something, and I feel like, okay, today I'm doing some farming, and most people are at their jobs, so Craglorn is kind of uncontested at that time. So, the thing with the increased drop rates or the double resource yield, something that was very, very confusing to me was the fact that apparently the furnishing materials did not entirely follow that rule. At first, I thought they don't even have any double drop to begin with, because I have been getting hardwood 4 maximum, and that is the maximum that you can get without an event. And just like 1 week in or so, I had one time I got 7 regulars, and I was like, what? So it is possible to get more than 4, but it wasn't in a frequency that I was figuring that it's just double. And I never have gotten 5. I got 6 from time to time. I don't think I have gotten 8. I'm not quite sure. So that was very confusing to me. So obviously it was possible to get more than 4, but it didn't happen in a way that I was thinking this is a double. So I was very confused about this. Yeah, no idea. Obviously this was just an event, so I wasn't inclined on testing anything. But if I would test everything that I would want to test, then I would need an editor, and I can afford that, obviously. But if I had the chance to just do all the testing that I want to test, you guys would get so many videos. That would be awesome. I would be able to give you so much stuff that I want to show you. It's so hard to have all these ideas and concepts and stuff that I want to determine, and I just don't have the time. Oh, by the way, talking about testing stuff, I might or might not have farmed 4,500 torchbugs to determine the torchbug thorax drop rates. I might or might have not. I might or might not go up to 5,000, and then I was thinking of concluding this. But like I said, I might or might have not. Steven says I was getting 13 ores sometimes from one collect. Yeah, that's definitely possible. The standard raw materials, there was even 16 was possible. I got 16, which makes sense because the most you can get from a resource node without an event, but with the plentiful harvest perk, is 8. And it's very rare though, extremely rare actually. I have tested that for the resource node drop rate video, and I needed a screenshot for 8 to put that in the video. And I had to farm 200 or 300 extra nodes just to get the screenshot for 8. So I was a bit confused about that as well, that you could get 16. Because the way the drop pool works is that there must be, within the code, there must be a decimal. So that means you get 3 or 4 items as a baseline, and you can get 6, 7, or 8 as a double. And 7, for example, is not a multitude of 3 or 4. So that means that there has to be a decimal within the code that makes it possible for you to get 7, because otherwise you would always get 6 or 8. So I'm thinking that when you get 7 as a double drop, then there has to be an internal thing where the system calculated that you would have gotten 3.5. And since it rounds up, you would have gotten 4. But if it doubles these 3.5, you would get 7. So with knowing that, I was thinking that getting 16 from the double resource event isn't possible because 8 was so rare that I thought, okay, internally, there must be a decimal that you would get like 7.5, maybe 7.6. And the system rounds that up, so you get 8. But if we double 7.5, you're getting 15. So it shouldn't be possible to get 16, but it was possible to get 16. So I am confused. I'm sorry, this was a lot of numbers right now, and I'm not sure if you were able to follow. Probably not. But I've been thinking about this a lot, because obviously I'm determining these drop rates, so I have to figure that out to give you precise numbers. Yeah. It's actually, damn, I was talking so much that the game thought I'm AFK. It's actually so much stuff that I have to address and to keep track of to be able to give decent statistical numbers for you because, for example, when I tested the runestones, I wasn't able to collect psychic portals, because if I would have, it would have convoluted my data for the runestones, because it would have included runes that I have gotten from the psychic portals. So I couldn't get psychic portals, because otherwise I would have skewed my numbers. So I had to specifically not harvest psychic portals. And since I don't know the numbers for psychic portals, I'm trying to figure that out, by the way. I can show you that real quick again. I have a folder that is just called Psychic Portal Drop Screenshots. And this is where I screenshot every time I collect a Psychic Portal. And currently there are 44 screenshots. Some of them have, some of them are just one because I had to scroll and put another screenshot on it. And as you can see, I just made a screenshot for every Psychic Portal, so I can at some point conclude some statistics for those. And since Psychic Portals are very rare, it will take months to get a decent enough sample size. At first, I was thinking maybe I can go for 1,000, but to get 1,000, you would wait a year. Maybe I can just collect these screenshots in a year if I'm still doing YouTube, then you just get that. But there is such a large drop pool in this. And I mean, how am I supposed to do that? You know? I mean, yeah. And that's why I couldn't collect Psychic Portals for those testings. Yeah, Maya. Oh, wait, I have to do that. All right, folks, I think we can do one more thing, but then I think I'm gonna go offline. You guys can decide what you would like to see now, what you would like to talk about. Let me know in the chat. And not sick of me yet? No, man, I would never be sick of you, man. Sharpest Knight. Probably around next to Miri, my favorite companion. So guys, let me know what you want to see, and we are gonna do that. And then I think I call it quits for the day. Let's see if the 7 people that are around have something to say. I might farm more mundane runes later, because you can check out the house real quick. Don't know if you have seen the video about me and my house and my home tour. If you have not, Ember is number 1. I didn't get her yet. Since I'm trying to play everything chronologically, I didn't get her. So, oops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Orchid. Yeah, I've been trying to complete my house. So today, actually we had the endeavor for 7 furnishings. So I figured I'm gonna do this, and I placed more of these Laywin walls, and they require mundane runes. And I'm probably not gonna circle around all the way, because I feel like this vista here is something to be preserved. So I'm not quite sure what I do with this edge here, but at least I want to get this around here, and then I will see what I can do here. I mean, obviously I have all the Grandmaster crafting stations right here already, but yeah, the item sets are still missing. And so yeah, this is gonna be another grind to get this completed. Not something for a week or something. This is months ahead of me to do this. But anyway, I was talking about the furnishings. So I was farming mundane runes to get this done here. And I'm already out again, I believe. Also, these Laywin walls, they need the... which one was it? I'm not quite sure. Wait. Oops, I tapped out. Laywin. Where is it? Laywin Walls Trade Garden. Here it is. 5 mundane runes. And Ivory Brigade Clasp. And these take 5.5k gold. And each of these takes 550 or something like this. So each of these is like 7 or 8,000 gold. So yeah, a bit pricey to do this, but oh well. Yeah, this right here, right? Usually you can't access this, but I felt like this is such a great idea to have a crafting area on top of here. And actually, decorating up there took a little less time than this year. Because I wanted to do to make this kind of realistic, so that would physically make sense. So I created this pillar right here, and I had to figure out how to do this so it looks at least somewhat like something. And well, since you probably know what I'm talking about, Orchid, since you're furnishing yourself, you know that lining all this stuff up is yeah, can be quite annoying. I started this without knowing that there was the precision edit, so I was in for a major pain. And I created this here, so it makes kind of sense. Try to decorate this a little bit. But truth be told, I can't really decorate that much more because I'm running into limits soon. So I will probably have to clear out the house itself, and that's a shame. So yeah, we have a little pier here. This is also the point where I usually take my screenshots for my characters because it has a background that is easily keyed out. Over there we have the greenhouse that is also not furnished, but yeah. Also, when I started this, these doors weren't able to be closed and opened, so I had to, this came with some update, so I had to manually put this, so when I close this one, it just goes, oop. I think I fixed this one. I think this one is working. Yeah, this one is working. I fixed that one. But I didn't bother with this one. Obviously, you didn't see this clipping through here. This is normal. This is how houses look like. And yeah, greenhouse, like I said, nothing's done here. My girlfriend wanted to do something with this, but she hasn't had any time lately to do this. And I feel like there's not that many potted plants. That there's a lot of plants that you can put in the earth, but I'm missing earth. I feel like I need a furnishing for earth. So it looks beautiful. Yeah, thanks, Orchid. Thank you a lot. The outside I did myself. The inside is from my girlfriend. Yeah, exactly. So I created this for it to look somewhat reasonable to get up here. And it's cool that this actually has clipping, so you don't fall through this. So I think they thought about that people want to get up here, and that is possible, and so it's awesome. It's a bit of a challenge to work with the curves or corners. What do you call it? Curves? I think curves is right. So getting this to not have any edges. It does have a little bit of an edge, but it doesn't really show when you're just passing by. So obviously also I can't really decorate around here because these will stop working if there's something too close to them. You can check that when you're in the housing editor, when they are green, then they are good to go. But when they are yellow, for example, this one turned yellow pretty fast when I wanted to place this trunk. So it's yeah, a little annoying. Also, this provisioning station, cooking fire rather, all these people are just standing way further than I wanted them to, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to interact with it. Yeah. You did this furnishing on Xbox, damn. You hate that their most plans are in the crown store. You like free stuff. Yeah, I think like Stephen just said, there are actually quite a lot of plans that you can buy from vendors that you are not that aware of that they exist. So maybe it's worth checking that out. And yeah, there's the crown store, obviously. Whoops, nope, I did not mean to do that. Wait, how do I get in the crown store? Ah, right, browse and then purchase. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff right in here that it's also not quite sure about clear at least that some things right here are actually craftable in game and some are not. I feel like it's a bit of a yeah, it's a bit of shitty for them to do that because a lot of these things you can craft and some things you can't. Can't really find something right now that I am 100% certain that you can craft. Jesus Christ, this thing 2,700. My God, and it's not even centered. Look at that. It's oh God. 3,600 crowns. Imagine, man, you can almost get an assistant for that. That's 20 euro. Boy. I mean, they're pretty sure there are a lot of whales in the game that purchase this stuff. Soul Shriven Roped. We got this the other day for in-game reward. Okay, but I wanted to find something that I am 100% certain that you can craft. I think this one. Yeah, I think this one is definitely craftable in game. I have this in the house, and they want you to pay 220 crowns. Seems not a lot, and it is not, but this stuff adds up, and this is just one item that you can craft in game. So I'm like, I mean, come on, folks, really? At least tell me that I can craft this. It hurts my wallet just thinking about it. Yeah, man. And yeah, Steven, rip off. I agree. There's some predatory stuff in this crown store that I'm not a fan of. All right. Oh man. Okay, guys. I think I have to go offline. Actually, I kind of want to keep streaming, but I also realize that I still have to eat, and I don't want to go over my hunger again because I start feeling like crap, and I don't do that. It's healthy to eat and stuff, you know. So I feel like I'm calling it quits for today, folks. I'm calling it quits for. I don't know when I will stream again. Maybe I should do a schedule. But since when my girlfriend is here, I'm not streaming, obviously, because that would feel weird. I mean, she could stream with me, I guess, but yeah. Anyway, I appreciate all of you who tuned in. Thanks, Steven. Thanks, Orchid, and all of the other guys who have participated in chat, and also these people that are just silently watching right now. Oh yeah, and Shane, of course. How can I forget about Shane, man? I'm sorry, my dude. Have a good night as well, my friend. I hope you are able to complete all of your RIT characters. And Sam, also take care, my friend. I hope to see you guys soon. If you still want more Lamer content, then check out my videos and subscribe if you haven't. Other than that, I hope you had an awesome stream. I did. It was nice talking to you. And see you.